including any stories about him losing control of his bodily functions. Quite an achievement, and I'm afraid it's not a feat that I'm going to be able to repeat. So, if you are the prudish sort, now would be a good time to go and get some fresh air. Okay? I'd like to begin firstly by stating the obvious and saying how absolutely stunning Sabrina looks today. And Nigel, you look, well, I guess you did the best you could. Congratulations to you both. Nigel and I first met a long time ago at university, where we instantly became great friends, mainly because we shared many of the same hobbies of going out getting drunk, getting up to mischief, and running around the corridors naked together. Not in a gay way. Not without doubt, Nigel's favourite hobby at university was one that involved him spending rather a lot of time on his own in his room in private. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. He certainly does. Now, Nigel had a lovely room at university with a great big window that overlooked a very popular footpath on campus. And he never ever drew his curtains. And I said to him once, I said, Nigel, are you not worried about people walking past on the footpath and seeing you performing your favourite hobbies? He said to me, Mikey, don't be stupid. People can't see in at night if I've got the lights on. Imagine his embarrassment when I told him it was the other way around. He'd actually been treating the campus to a one-man X-rated peep show several times a night, usually with an encore around midnight. Now, obviously, to spare Nigel's blushes, I referred to it as his hobby, but I think we all know I'm not talking about needlepoint. Although they do have one thing in common, they both involve getting a small prick in your hand. I told you to do that. Now, it's very hard to believe, I know, seeing Nigel sat here today, but Nigel wasn't always the gentleman you see sat before you. No, far from it.
It's a kid toy.
I remember once he came down to visit me in Maidstone, and we went out and we had a few drinks, and as was often the case back then, Nigel had had one too many, which for him is about 3 beers. Later that evening, we were trying to get into a nightclub. And I turned to him and I said, look, Nigel, you're absolutely off your face. You're paralytic. We're never going to get in anywhere with you being like this. Look, just hold on to the back of my shoulders, try and steady yourself, and hopefully we'll be okay. So he grabbed the back of my shoulders, and we started walking along. And after about 2 seconds, I felt his grip release from my shoulders, and I turned to see him stumbling backwards, arms flailing, before his elbow connected squarely and firmly with a pretty young girl's nose. A crack could be heard far and wide, and I can tell you one thing for nothing, she's not pretty anymore. So, what did Nigel do to help this poor young girl in her hour of need? He did what any young gentleman would do. He ran off as fast as his legs could carry him, all the way back to my flat, leaving us to pick up the pieces. Upon getting back to my flat, I found that Nigel had also kindly commandeered my bed and passed out. It didn't take me very long to find him. All I had to do was follow the trail of vomit he'd left me from the front door, leading all the way to his mouth. He was a sort of alcoholic Hansel and Gretel, except for, rather than a trail of breadcrumbs, he'd left me a trail of semi-digested kebab meat. Actually, Nigel, I am still waiting for the money you promised me to get those carpet cleaned. That never did turn up. Now, I've got to know Nigel very, very well over the years, mainly because we've lived together on 3 separate occasions, no less. Actually, it's 4 if you count the time we were arrested together for criminal damage and spent the night in the cells, but Nigel's told me that under no circumstances I'm allowed to mention that. So I'll move swiftly on. Now, when you live together with someone, you get to know them really, really well. You get to know their moods, their foibles, and unfortunately, their smells. Now, Nigel was very, very proud of his flatulence when we lived together at university. Often, late at night, just as I was drifting off to sleep, he would burst into my room declaring that he couldn't let this go to waste. Before unleashing a torrent of wind violently into my face, making my eyes water, and giving me nightmares. Sabrina, I'm hoping this is one ritual you've managed to get Nigel to leave behind. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't the only one who had to put up with Nigel's smells when we lived together. There was a charming old cat that used to come and visit us every evening. And one night, his name's Alfie, by the way, and one night Alfie was there, and Nigel was a bit bored, and he decided to make Alfie smell one of his body parts. Now, to be classy, I won't tell you which body part Nigel was. However, I will tell you it's a part he likes to call Mr. Bumblesnatch. Nigel waved Mr. Bumblesnout perilously close to the cat's face to give it a good whiff. And upon smelling it, Alfie's eyes widened and he bolted for the front door as fast as his 15-year-old legs could carry him. The poor animal scratched and scratched at the door until I did the humane thing and released the poor animal. Alfie never returned. Unfortunately, all charges were dropped by the RSPCA and Nigel was cleared. Whatever happened to poor Alfie, you might be wondering? Well, he wanted to be here today, but unfortunately the restraining order still stands, and Nigel's not allowed within 500 yards of any felines. I'm just joking, of course. He's dead. Now, why Nigel felt so compelled to share these gaseous exchanges with everyone is anyone's guess. But I remember one time he was tucking into a tube of Pringles. When he decided to see what his flatulence would smell like in the confines of an empty Pringles can. I remember it like it was yesterday. He said to me, "Hey Mikey, tell me how bad this smells." I manoeuvred the can around to his rear end. Now, being the glutton for punishment I am, reluctantly I agreed. Trust me, when you live together, those long winter nights can really drag. So concentrating hard on the task at hand, Nigel declared it was what he liked to call a silent but violent. And as he brought the can around towards my face, so I could sample the delights, I could see that he was certainly right about the violent part, as Nigel had unfortunately lost control of his bowels and defecated fully into the can. It seems the manufacturers of Pringles are correct when they say, once you pop, you can't stop. So Nigel, to commemorate that momentous occasion, I've got you a little gift here. A nice pack of Pringles for you. I hope you enjoy them far more than the pack you gave me all those years ago. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I am coming towards the end now, so all that's left for me to do is just congratulate the bride and groom one last time. As many of you know, Nigel likes to refer to himself as the chairman, and it makes me really happy that he's managed to find himself such a great chairwoman to spend the rest of his life with. I hope your love continues to grow and grow, just as Nigel's backside has over the years. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would charge your glasses, and be upstanding one last time, and join me as I propose a toast to the bride and chairman.
Bride and chairman.
Cheers, everyone.